Meantime, Farrah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
At my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Not much of a girlfriend. I never seem to get a lot. Admit it, Duval. We've all gone ugly early. Blame it on beer. Blame it on any other substance. And you have to deal with the ugliness. That's what this football team did yesterday, brother. They won ugly. What a terrible football game. But they learned how to win. And I can describe it for you in just a couple of words, okay? Last year's team does not win this game, period. End of conversation right there. They do not win this game. The 2025 Jaguars were able to get it done. And, man, it was absolutely brutal on offense. But they found a way. And now they'll put the Houston Texans really in the hole with a record of 0-3. You get their future schedule, man. It's tough to find wins for Houston. Crazier things have happened. I think it's 4 times since 2000. Or actually, let's make it 4 times since 1990 that teams began 0-3. Only 4 of those teams are able to make it to the playoffs. I want to say Houston did it back in 2018. Jacksonville 17, the Texans 10. First win right here in Duval since 2017. So how great is that? We can get rid of those storylines. We can get rid of the disaster that has happened here. No longer will we talk about 1 out of their last 9 going the way of Houston, haven't won since 2007. That's all gone. That's blown on down the road. And this is a football team now that showed a tremendous amount of heart on the defensive side. I mean, just fantastic. All day rattling C.J. Stroud. The combination of Hines Allen and Walker. You know, I know the sack statistic is so big, and you got one yesterday from Trayvon. You got a half sack yesterday from Hines Allen. But combined, they had 12 pressures, 6 apiece for Jacksonville yesterday. Mason Smith with a couple of pressures as well. Eric Armstead with a couple of pressures as well. I mean, that's something you did not get a year ago. We all remember the notes, the numbers, ESPN, and their stats told us that Jacksonville was the worst team in the NFL in 2024 when it came to the pass rush win rate. And that's pretty remarkable considering you have, you know, arguably one of the top 2, 3, 4 combined defensive end packages in pro football. You were just getting nothing from your interior. They even got one yesterday from Devon Hamilton. So getting some pressure inside, certainly good news there for Jacksonville. Okay. I liked what this team did in again, a very ugly victory. Okay. Because they fought and they fought hard. And, you know, you look at things like only 11 rushing yards in this game. When I broke it down all week, I thought it would be a higher scoring game. I thought we would see mistakes, which we did. I mean, Jacksonville has 9 penalties again, 26 penalties in 3 games. That's going to cost you. You can't go to San Francisco and drop 9 or 10 penalties. You can't here on Monday night have 9 or 10 penalties against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to get you. It certainly aided Cincinnati a week ago on the bogus pass interference call on Travis Hunter. But, man, that has got to get cleaned up. And I don't even know where to begin here. You know the effort is there. You know the teaching is there. You know the practice is there. It's not like they're just, you know, in a, neglect mode where they're like, oh, no big deal. we're a good enough football team that you can penalize us all you want. We'll be able to respond. They've worked on this. They worked on it in camp. I mean, this is a trend that began during the preseason, and you got to sort it out. You got to be able to figure it out. But you're only able to run it for 11 yards in the first half. 6 carries, 11 yards, 1.8 per. I broke this down Thursday and Friday. I had him going for 140-plus yards. Top-ranked rushing offense in the NFL against an interior defensive line in Houston that has really struggled. They showed up. Now, they made some adjustments and ran the ball effectively for 75 yards in the second half. That is certainly promising. And, I thought overall they did a really good job in pass protect for Trevor Lawrence. And, no matter which way you look at these numbers, they're brutal. They're just terrible. But who cares? You got a W out of the deal, and you knocked off your biggest rival in doing that. And, I think as well you have to look at guys who made mistakes, who were not playing well, who really showed up when you needed them most, okay? Just talk with the guys about one of the 3 takeaways and what you had there with Tyson Campbell. Also had a couple of pass breakups. So that, Tyson came out for a little bit. He was less than 100%. He went back in. And I think there's a lot of people in town here that have been down on Tyson Campbell. He hasn't had a pick in forever. He's been dealing with nagging injuries. He was certainly, in a lot of people's minds, overpaid. I mean, he got the highest contract ever for a corner who's never been to a Pro Bowl. I mean, Trent Baalke just loved giving away money. And there's not, a whole lot of people here in town that believe that Tyson Campbell is worth it. Well, guess what? It came up huge yesterday with that strip. And the fumble and recovery by Devin Lloyd, who again, I mean, I've been on record forever as saying this is it for Travis Etienne, this is it for Devin Lloyd. They're not going to bring either one of those two back. It's been up and down in their career. Etienne, I think it's simply the position that he plays. Unless you're really special, like a Derrick Henry or a Barkley or something like that, you let running backs go. And I still think that's going to be the case, regardless of how good things do end up, for him this year. I'll just be very surprised if he gets brought back. I think there's a little bit better of a percentage that Lloyd could be back. But, he played 43 snaps yesterday. I think Ventrell Miller played 3. So that was supposed to be like one of the major competitions that we were, going to see at linebacker. And a few times I've said, depending on the contract of Foye Oluokun, that your starting linebackers in a year could be, Jack Kaiser and Ventrell Miller. But that's a long ways away. Devin Lloyd really playing some good football. So, the play there by Campbell on Nico Collins, and then after just a disaster, to have Brian Thomas Jr. make the 46-yard reception to set up the game-winning run by Travis Etienne. It certainly looked like Houston just allowed him to score. I feel so good for Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, he is in a massive slump. And Pro Football Focus was kind. They had him with 1 drop. They said 2 were uncontested. I disagree with that. I think yesterday he had 3 drops. I think you can make the case so far this year that he has as many drops as he does receptions. If you look at the relationship so far this year between Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr., 7 receptions and 25 attempts, 115 yards, 0 touchdowns. And I think he's got 6 or 7 drops. But he came up huge, and maybe that'll give him exactly what he needs, just a little bit of confidence moving forward. I also think it needs to be stated that we watched Trevor Lawrence do a what? We watched him do a Baker Mayfield, okay? He didn't slide. He didn't run out of bounds. When needed, he picked up a huge first down, and he got it while taking contact, which I don't think anyone advises, right? I don't think anyone wants to see that, but there are certain situations where, hey, you just have to make a play. And we saw Baker do it. What was that? Everything is a mirage to me now with all these games. It might have been the Monday night game and a Thursday night game when he was hit and he flipped and he was less than 100%. And, Baker doesn't have the athleticism of Lawrence. Baker doesn't have the natural gifts of Lawrence. He doesn't have the skill set of Lawrence. What people will say, though, is that Baker Mayfield has heart that is second to none. And the guys around him are going to play so hard for Baker Mayfield because they love Baker Mayfield. Trevor Lawrence made a Baker Mayfield play on that run. And it was also good to see him get into it with Aziz before halftime. I think Trevor showed some maturity yesterday. I think Trevor absolutely showed some leadership. Yes, it wasn't a great night. I mean, great day. 20 of 40. I mean, that's scary. Plenty of drops, but 50%? Wow, man. 222 yards, 5.6 per, no touches, one pick. Some people got mad at me on Twitter or X after the pick. I said, there you go. There's your weekly dumb play by Trevor Lawrence. It happens every week. Okay? I mean, there's no avoiding it. He's going to make a bad play every week. But he recovered. He responded, as I just went through. The team responded. You know what they actually did yesterday that they did not do at all a year ago? Complementary football. When you needed it, the defense came up big with 3 takeaways. When you needed it, Lawrence scrambled for a first down. When you needed it, he hit Thomas Jr. for 46 yards. That's complementary football. And to me, that's one of the greatest ways to really define a team when you can have each other's back. And they did yesterday. So this all adds up to a huge 17-10 victory for the Jaguars. And, now they'll look at tape today, and they have, and go through their rehabilitation and treatment today. Don't have a report for you on Diami Brown, Liam Cohen for the most part. So there wasn't anything really to report. I would think that after an off day tomorrow, we'll have more on that Wednesday and probably get a better understanding as to where Jacksonville is injury-wise. Obviously, San Francisco really beaten up now. They lose Nick Bosa. Second time he's shredded his knee, torn ACL. Hate any. It's their livelihood. I don't care what the sport is. I don't ever want to see a guy go down. And San Francisco right now is beaten up. And we may just get what the people really want. That's a Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones matchup coming up Sunday afternoon. We'll find out about Brock Purdy a little bit later on this week as well, coming out of San Francisco. All right, comments tonight and every night as we get things rolling are brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. There's a lot of technology used for cataract surgery nowadays, but not all of it is valuable. Some of the technology is used to simply sell extra add-ons, and it does not affect the visual outcome. Remember, at Shmunez Vision, they're always going to give you the most value for your money. They're not going to sell you on some new advanced technology that does not benefit you overall. Others will. Why? It's a business. You're going to make more money. But we talk about care here when it's Shmunez Vision. It's why people continuously go back to them, whether it's Dr. Neil Shmunez, Catherine Shmunez, or Dr. John Hunt. More than 37 years worth of experience when it comes to surgery. And Dr. Neil Shmunez, surgery on my right eye about 9 years ago. Just went in for a normal eye examination. Okay, he said, brother, you got an issue. You got to have that thing out immediately. Had it out the next morning. There's never been a problem, never been a setback. Every time I go and visit, my right eye is perfectly healthy. And that's good news. It is. That's a comfortable feeling. And it's why I'm a huge fan of the folks at Shmunez Vision. All right, check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram. Get all of the testimonials there on Instagram at Shmunez Vision. When we come back, let's check in with our buddy Dylan Denmark. When we come back, you're going to hear from Trevor Lawrence. You're going to hear from Liam Cohen. And we got a ton more to do after the Jaguars go to 2-1 early on with a 17-10 victory yesterday over Houston.
Win or lose,
Nothing's off limits for us.
Hicken and Prosser on the live Swamp Sessions podcast right after every Gator football game.
We'll bring out insight, analysis, and Gator passion.
Live stream from Voodoo Brewing Company.
The 1010XL social channels.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkston. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
If fishing is in your DNA, hop in the boat with Captain Kevin. It's the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter, the area's most trusted service company. We're licensed, insured, and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, septic tank pump outs, drain field installations, and full air conditioning service, we do it all. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hacker here, and this past week during the fifth quarter, I had a listener come up to me and say that my story about Awaken 180 weight loss, my journey with Awaken 180 weight loss, had inspired them, and they made the call to Awaken 180 weight loss. They were beginning the program that they hoped would change their life much as it has changed mine. Awaken 180 weight loss has changed my life for the positive, and I love that I can tell people about Awaken 180 if you need to lose weight like I certainly needed to, and if my story inspires you to make the call, it'll be the best call you will ever make. It's the best weight loss program I've ever been on. The coaching you get, the guidance you get is absolutely spectacular. Take it from somebody that lost over 100 pounds on Awaken 180 weight loss. If it's time for you to regain control of your life, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Guys, if I can do it, you can do it. Awaken 180 weight loss.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Was never so much fun. I mean, just take that tape and throw it away. It was awful. Just awful. But the good guys win a football game, and that's most important. Trevor Lawrence, 50%, 20 of 40, had a quarterback rating of 56.5. Aided by several drops. I mean, what was there? 4, 5, 6, 7? In this game, even Parker Washington, who was so outstanding, 5 of 5 a week ago, started out making some big catches. Then he dropped a couple in a row. You almost think that it could be contagious with what happened as far as that aspect yesterday. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at Miller Electric Company. No matter where you go in Jacksonville, you see construction. Why? People want to move here. People want to live in Jacksonville. And Miller Electric, they're all over the place. More than 96 years. They are consistently considered and ranked as one of the best companies here in Duval. And they are hiring, okay? If you're an electrician and you're unhappy or you're looking for a change in your career, just go to Miller Careers. They believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually do care about one another. Check them out online. Just go to Miller Careers. That's Miller Careers. Dylan Denmark, how are you?
I'm excellent. At least one of my football teams won over the weekend. Sunday was good. It was one of those things where it was like, oh no, not again. This is going to happen again. They're going to blow it, and it didn't happen. So good thing that the boys won, just like everyone thought. 3 weeks through the season, the Colts are 3-0, the Jags are 2-1, and the Texans are 0-3.
You look at this, and it's pretty remarkable to, believe that they won. It's like concerns. 26 penalties in 3 games, 9 yesterday. Drops, no doubt about it. Even I thought special teams were awful yesterday. That might have been the worst game we've ever seen Logan Cook have in his career. Cam Little, who's like 100%. Oh. Kickoffs have been an issue. Mm-hmm. He missed one wide right. I mean, the kick return game has been sketch. Allen Jr. took that one out that you absolutely cannot, and he did. So, I mean, again, it was a bad day for special teams. It was a bad day for the offense, but it was an outstanding day for the Jaguars defense.
That is 100%. And we knew this Texas offensive line is not good, and they definitely took advantage of it. I mean, Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen, those guys were having pretty good days. And I saw earlier today the Jags are a 3.5-point underdog going into San Fran. But if those guys play like they did yesterday, it's going to be hard for that San Fran to move the ball at all against that defense.
Yeah. We'll see, and you never know what's going to happen with them as far as injuries. My goodness, man, that is a beaten-up football team. And, staying healthy is so huge. And, you can go back to that great run they made a few years ago where they won all those games during the second half of the season, most of them from the come-from-behind variety. That was a really healthy football team that the Jaguars had. We're going to get to some sound here in just a second, but I love this. 78-63 is like, sheesh, we get it. A win is great, but damn, all day you guys talk like the team is 13-4. They're 2-1, and a lot more games to play. Injuries will happen. If they play 500, it's a good year. They are not a Super Bowl contender, so the hype is tiresome. How many times in the first 20 minutes of the program have I said it was a freaking ugly win? I mean, hype machine. They got out of there. They found out how to win a game that they absolutely would have lost a year ago. There's not a Jaguar fan alive right now who would not admit to that. Last year's team loses yesterday's game. This year's team, on the heels of what happened a week ago in Cincinnati, found a way to win it. So damn right, people should be having a great time with this. They know it's not a Super Bowl contending team right now. Who the hell said that? I mean, that's absurd. But you won a game you would have lost last season. And take that with you. That is absolutely phenomenal. Learning how to win. Did you see Liam Cohen's post-game speech? It probably went 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes and some change. It was brilliant. I like where this team is. I mean, they're a play away from being 3-0. Let's be honest. They're a bad call away from being 3-0. And there's so much that needs to be fixed. Okay? This ain't perfect. It's not even close to being perfect. But you're winning games. And all of a sudden, I mean, let's look back. All right, I'm up on the year. My predictions are right. 2-1, both preseason and the week of the game. All along, I've had them losing here against San Francisco. I had them going to 2-2 when we did it before the start of the year. I'm not going to come out with it until Thursday or Friday. I want to know what's going on health-wise for both teams. Certainly, Brock Purdy will be a big part of that particular story. All right, let's Let's get to Liam Cohen yesterday. Let's get to number 2. His comments, I thought, were really on when talking about Brian Thomas Jr. after such an awful start to make the grab to set up the game-winning touchdown. Here's what Liam Cohen said immediately after the game.
Totally. I mean, I thought it was trending, early on. He goes up on the fade and makes a great effort, and you're like, dang, okay. He didn't come down with it, but, man, like it looks like it's obviously trending. And then I thought when we had the third, and I think it was like 14, where we had the illegal shift where he had a good big-time catch. I think that would have got him going. It was like every time you had an opportunity to almost get things rolling, something negative occurred. So, just talk to him in the locker room and just, really proud of the way that he finished. That was a huge play and a big-time moment. So, we got to get it cleaned up, but he should absolutely take confidence from that play and be able to continue to go forward.
He's Jacksonville's Willie Mays. I still think he's their best player. I mean, he's their Barry Bonds. And he has gone through such a frustrating time. He has to respond. I hope the confidence is with him. I can't figure it out. I mean, he's been dropping balls all preseason, and he dropped more balls yesterday. I still believe he is their best player, and that's saying something because, you look at what they did on defense. First of all, Jordan Lewis is a star, okay? I was ho-hum. Jordan Lewis, oh, great. They overpaid for a slot guy. They gave him the most money ever for a slot guy. This man has been an absolute terror. He's a game changer. Look at what he did yesterday. Once again. I mean, you just start singling out some of these defensive players. Devin Lloyd, all over the place on defense. Pass coverage, even. They're blitzing him. Doing all sorts of great things. Walker off the edge. Hines Allen off the edge. Playing some really good football. No doubt about it. Those 4 guys right there, head and shoulders above the others, in my opinion. And Aloikon's played well. Now, it seems like the national media now is already decided that this was a bad trade for Jacksonville by giving up, future picks to bring in Travis Hunter. Everyone's got an opinion here on Hunter, who's not been dominant on either side of the ball. So the conventional way of thinking is put him on one side of the ball so he will really flourish. It wasn't a great day for him defensively yesterday. He had a tough assignment on Nico Collins when he was matching up against him. His reception was huge. Look at his wiggle. Look at his ability to make people miss and pick up a first down. I want to say it was 2nd and 21. And Jacksonville was just awful in this game on 3rd down. I mean, oh my goodness, yesterday, Jacksonville, 4 of 15 on 3rd down. 26.7% for the year. This is really surprising to me. 15 of 40, 37 and a hook. That's 23rd in the NFL right now. They have to get much better on 3rd down. But let the national media have their way. So they're already coming out saying, Matt Ryan had all this to say. Writers have all this to say. Travis Hunter's going to be fine. Playing a little bit too much, in my opinion. What did he get? 80 snaps yesterday. So if you look at where Hunter is, he gave you 42 offensive plays against Carolina, 6 on defense for a total of 48. Last week in Cincinnati, he gave you the same 42 on offense, 43 on defense for 85 plays. Yesterday, it was a straight 80 for Travis Hunter. Gave you 37 on offense, and he gave you 43 on defense. All right, Dylan, if you were to bet this, how many people would have taken Travis Hunter to have played more defensive plays than offensive plays in 2 out of the first 3 games?
Probably not a lot because everything from camp was that he was playing all offense, and we saw the first game where he played more offense than defense. So I would have probably presumed that most people would have bet they played more offense than defense.
Yeah, that was what we were told. 75-25 even. But we were always under the understanding that it was going to be fluid. And, they stayed with him yesterday. Buster Brown was active. They didn't play Buster Brown. Jarian Jones only had 2 snaps yesterday. Those are good football players. Those are guys with a ton of experience. And they're going to be needed. They're going to be needed this weekend at San Francisco. How about Antonio Johnson? 1 snap in 2 games. Gave you 27 yesterday. 26 yesterday, excuse me. Actually, I've seen 2 different reports on this. Pro Football Reference said 26. I saw somewhere else where it was 17. So when I rewatch the film tomorrow, I'll have a better understanding. But, and he held on to that pick. Last year's team, you and I both know it. He drops the pick, right? No matter who it is, they drop the pick. This year's team holds on to it. 3 fourth-quarter takeaways. That is amazing. 9 for the year. They had 8 all last season. They had a 9th on special teams. Man, that side of the football was really getting it done. All right, we got much more to get to. Let's hear from Trevor Lawrence coming up. Want to hear from you. I'm already looking at our text line, okay? And it is absolutely burning up at 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube tonight. Go to 1010XL Into the Night.
A symphony of sweat, grit, and glory. Dive into the action and live the moments. For play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com. Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of guys, Jacksonville's Mitch Fandle thought he could get a better deal on his engagement ring at one of those well-known big-box corporate jewelry stores at the town center. But then he discovered locally owned Beard's Diamonds.
Beard's had by far the largest selection.
And he couldn't believe the no middleman prices at Beard's.
We were able to afford, it was probably twice the size of what she wanted, stayed within my budget. I wanted to buy her a bigger ring than she wanted to get. Kind of a win-win for everybody.
But the best part, Mitch didn't feel like a number at Beard's. He got personal one-on-one attention with zero pressure.
Some of the other stores that we did go into, they were big corporate chains, so that might have played a factor into us not really getting the service that I was looking for.
Beard's Diamonds, with no commission salespeople and owners who are right here in Jacksonville.
Keeping local dollars in Jacksonville and in the community is great.
Beard's Diamonds.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beard's. You're going to get a great experience.
At St. John's Town Center.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop right now. At Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in at a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. So start now by calling 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next two payments. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Detroit at Baltimore tonight, 8:15.
This morning with the sundown.
Ravens favored by 4.5. Total 53.5. Is this Bob Seger?
I found
Kenny Rogers.
Who?
Kenny Rogers.
Okay, it must be a redo then.
Yeah.
I think Bob Seger wrote it originally when he was with the Bob Seger. It was like the Bob Seger Experience or something like that before he added the Silver Bullet Band. Hey, home teams. 12-3 so far this week, with Baltimore being favored by 4.5 tonight. 12-3. And we know next up for the Jaguars, they will be in Santa Clara. That'll be at 4:30 on Sunday. 4:05 on Sunday. Right now, San Francisco favored by 3.5. Your total 46.5. Ian Rappaport reporting that there is a chance that Brock Purdy could play in this game. Personally, I'd love to see a Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones matchup. Okay, at this time every Monday night, we do What Floored Me, brought to you by Fantastic Floors. Let me tell you this. I'm going to go straight to Anton Harrison. Pro Football Focus right now, as far as right tackles, they have graded him in 3 games so far this year as the second highest in pass protection at the right tackle position. It feels like he is finally playing like a first rounder, and that's good. This offensive line has done a solid job in pass protection. Of course, they were number 1 in rushing before yesterday, 11 yards in the first half. They did get 75 in the second half, so they responded, ended up with 86. I mean, that's basically half of what they were averaging in the 2 games prior, but congratulations, Anton Harrison. The good folks at Fantastic Floors, they've been here in Northeast Florida for over 15 years. Quality flooring, huge selection, hardwood, tile, LVP, carpet, family-owned, no Rusty and his wife, great people. At-home consultation, they'll bring everything to you. No pressure, it's convenient. They're going to tailor make it for your home. I mean, walk around, look at your living room, look at your dining room, tell you, whether it's floor or carpet, no matter what it is. Professionally installed as well, backed by warranties. So there you have it, the very latest start. The good folks over at Fantastic Floors. You can always get them by going to fanfloors.com. Take advantage of that at-home consultation. Let's get to the quarterback. Trevor Lawrence yesterday, as we said at the top of the program, I thought his scramble was massive. I mean, outside of the pass to Brian Thomas Jr. offensively now, it was probably the biggest play of the game. This is what Trevor said about it yesterday after the 17-10 victory.
So I was just so locked into the moment of the game. Like, it was such a big drive. We had to go get points. We had to go get points to win the game. We're tied up there. So 3rd down, just making a play with my legs and trying to not get too, I guess, emotional and kind of get out of the right headspace there, because you see the other plays we had to make to end up finishing the drive to go score. We were only on the, minus 40 there. Like, we still had some work to do to go win the game. But, yeah, it felt good to be able to use my legs and make a play when we needed it.
They take over at the 10. All 3 of these fourth quarter takeaways were on Jacksonville side of the field. I mean, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let me see if I can find it here. The interception was at the Jacks 32. The fumble at the Jacksonville 31. The interception at the Jacksonville 28. So they go 7 plays and 83 yards. And, you know, it looked like they allowed ETN to score, but who cares? I mean, and that's kind of the new wave that we're seeing in college and pro. It makes sense. It really does. You at least have an opportunity to come back and try to do something. But we know that the interception did happen there at the end of the game by Antonio Johnson. So, you know, for Trevor Lawrence, the most important thing is winning football games, obviously. And he has to get better. The numbers do not support, I believe, what he's doing. I think the drops have really hurt him. I mean, a 55.8% completion percentage that's scary. I mean, Dylan, you and I were talking about could he get to 67, 68% this year after really struggling a season ago where he only completed 60.6% of his passes. He's down 5% so far this year at 55.8.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, if you cut that drops in half, what would his percentage be? Because, I mean, obviously not every receiver is going to catch every single ball. So if you just cut the drops in half, what would it probably be? Probably what, somewhere low 60s?
Yeah, maybe.
62?
I think they've had 10, 11 drops. I know Pro Football Reference had him at with 9 drops, but you know, everyone grades differently. You know, I'm looking right here at Pro Football Focus. Let's see. They had officially yesterday. God, I love it when I have so many notes and everything's cluttered. That just means it was good news. Heck, I don't even know what the heck I did with it. I'll have to look it up. But they only said it was actually 1, which was a surprise for me. Maybe I left it here. Let's see. No, I don't know what the heck I did with it. But I want to say it was 5 or 6 that they were actually credited for yesterday with drops. As a matter of fact, I'll find that out here coming up during the next break. But, you know, still, it's really down at this particular point. I mean, 55.8%. And 4 touchdowns, 4 picks. He made the one just really, really bad mistake yesterday. Frankly, a mistake he can't make. And he threw in the double coverage. It looked to me like Travis Hunter was wide open about 8 yards, behind where the ball went. He's only been sacked 3 times, which is cool. And again, his quarterback rating, man, 70.3. But you know what? You can have your numbers. Right now, he looks like a game manager. Right now, he looks like, the quarterback position is struggling. But they are 2-1 on the year. And again, they're 1 bad call away from being 3-0. And, where's the confidence level now? Can Trevor Lawrence go to the West Coast and win a football game? I don't think they've beaten San Francisco in like 20 years, right? They don't play them yearly, obviously, but I think they've lost like 5 in a row. I read that earlier, but I was thinking 20 years for crying out loud. I mean, some of these kids were in diapers the last time that, they knocked off San Francisco. So I expect Trevor Lawrence to play better football. I also expect him to get some help from his wide receivers, start hanging on to the football. And that was not the case yesterday, as we do know. So thoughts on that? Again, best way to join us is on YouTube. Go to 1010XL into the night. You can also get us on our text line. Go to 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Big Number One Duval Ford is trusted by Duval families, Duval businesses, and law enforcement across Florida. We're Jacksonville's largest Ford dealer by new Ford sales with the biggest service facility to keep everything in your driveway and in your fleet on the road. Shop Big Number One Duval Ford on Cassett Avenue for our low prices and nationally recognized service-first experience. Big Number One Duval Ford, proudly serving North Florida since 1916.
Postgame Monday on 1010XL is served by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,600 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. But only until September 30th. 18 months financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
It's the start of our favorite season in Jacksonville, football season. Let's get hyped and let's get the home in tip-top shape and let's get that house zero-resified. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, they'll take care of you. Call the folks at Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010XL special. Get your 3 rooms of carpet cleaned at $139 plus a 4th room free. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family's secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here. Only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do. Stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights. Nope, Kuhn Flowers will take care of all of this for you this fall when you schedule your holiday home decorating team. This is ET with 1010XL, and now is a good time to call Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all. They'll do it this fall.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
30 years strong in Jack's Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is celebrating with the largest firearms sale this month. Save big with no sales tax on firearms during the Second Amendment sales tax holiday. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach. 30 years of trust, savings, and service.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Happy birthday to the Mangler. He's 55 years young today. Still run behind Greg Huntington. Young man. Drops. All right. Here's one that, and they're, since when did drops become subjective? You know, I mean,
because of freaking technology.
Yeah, it's
well, if it's 2 yards, it doesn't. But if it's 3 yards, then we won't count it here.
they're saying if it was a ball, I guess Pro Football Focus may have had Thomas with only one drop, not three, because they said two were, I think, going to be out of bounds or something. I don't know what it was, their explanation. But here's one that has Thomas with three yesterday, Washington with two, which is shocking to me, and Travis Etienne on the screen drop one. That was when they were just dropping everything. So that's 6 yesterday. And again, Pro Football Reference has them for 9 on the year. I think they've got more than a dozen. And if you add those, and every team deals with drops, you add those, I mean, the quarterback percentage, 63 of 113 for 55.8. You add another dozen to that, make it 75 for 113. Yeah, it's going to move up considerably with, only 113 attempts so far on the season for Jacksonville. I still believe, moving forward that things are going to get much better with the pass offense. I do expect things to continue the way they were when it comes to running the football, set aside the first half of yesterday's game. If you look at the pass to rush ratio, right now, 113 passing attempts, 83 carries. And, I think they'd like to increase that a little bit. Yesterday's numbers were definitely in favor of passing the football. We know that Trevor Lawrence was, 20 of 40 yesterday when it came to throwing the football. Again, they only had 11 yards on 6 carries in the first 30 minutes of play. They ended up running it, so that'd be 18 times in the second half for 75 yards. They ended up 24 for 86. Still, that's not a perfect mix. You take it, it's a win. 40 pass attempts, 24 carries. You'd like to see that get a little bit closer when it actually does come to running the football. And, yesterday, because of the 40 pass attempts, you actually saw more burn for LaQuint Allen Jr., who they absolutely love in pass protect. That's one of the reasons why Tank is no longer here. Tank was a 2-down back who could run between the tackles. Allen Jr. and Tootin are both 3-down backs who can run the football, catch the football, and also play a big role in pass protection. So, Allen didn't get a carry yesterday. I believe he caught a ball. He did for 9 yards. But you look at Etienne, 16 for 56, and then Tootin yesterday, 6 for 21. Lawrence, the 2 carries, including the one we talked about a little bit earlier, which was just huge for Jacksonville, being able to pick up that first down. All right, tell you what I want to do here. I want to, and really enjoy doing this on Mondays, especially after Jaguars win on a Sunday. That's get to you and your thoughts, your questions, your opinions. There's 2 ways that you can do it, okay? They're going crazy right now on YouTube. 1010XL into the night. It's feisty on there right now. It's intense. I think if you're at home watching, my advice to you would be to grab a cocktail before you go to YouTube. 1010XL into the night. The text line right now, I mean, was it the nude photo of Kim Kardashian that almost shut down the internet? The text line is almost ready to get shut down here. It is absolutely on fire at 641-1010 on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. So a couple of ways that you can join us. I'm going to mix some things in. I want to bring up a little bit of college football. I was in Tallahassee Saturday. Florida State, the most rushing yards ever for the program. Castellanos got rolled up upon. DJ Lagway apparently is in a boot. We saw Miami really hammer Florida. I mean, Florida had 32 yards in the first half. Wow. 26-7 Miami. And Miami now gets the opportunity to get a bye before visiting Florida State. They did announce today that that's going to be at 7:30 at night in 2 Saturdays. Of course, Florida State's on the road Friday night against Virginia. They're somewhere in the neighborhood of a 7.5-point favorite in that game. More injuries for Florida as well with Deshaun Johnson now, knee surgery. This comes on the heels of the talk about Caleb Banks with his foot injury. Did he actually have surgery. There were some reports out there that said that he did. So this is the Gators' worst start since 1986, and the Canes are for real. The Canes are scary right now. What a game that's going to be, but a lot obviously has to take place before those two teams do meet, and it's a good Saturday in college football, including Alabama and Georgia. Alabama getting some of their stars back for this game against Georgia. Man, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch coming up in 5 nights. So let's get you involved. Your questions, second hour, 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And to those on YouTube tonight, just go to YouTube, 1010XL into the night.
Denny Thompson stars as the quarterback whisperer.
Everyone agrees that playing quarterback is the hardest thing to do in sports.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Tuned up by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
This is your escape. This is your next adventure. This is Mazda, and this is Mazda at the Avenues. Lauren Brooks here. Right now, purchase any new Mazda model, and Mazda at the Avenues will match your down payment or your payments for 1 full year. Plus, every new Mazda comes with 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance at no additional charge to you. This is luxury, and this is the start of something new. This is Mazda at the Avenues. For complete details, call 904-430-8047.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 22nd, 2004, San Francisco Giant outfielder Barry Bonds was intentionally walked 4 times in a 9-inning game for the second time.
Come visit the best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Quality work is sometimes hard to come by these days, and if you want quality and a fence that'll last, make the call to Duval. Duval Fence, that is, a good Jacksonville company with good Jacksonville people committed to quality service. If you need a fence for your home or a business, anything, just call Duval Fence at 260-4747. Give them an idea of what you're looking for, and they'll take care of the rest. Property fence, privacy fence, pool or pets. Make sure you call Duval Fence today.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
I'm Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. Well, ready for this? She has now lost 60 pounds. That number's real, 60 pounds in a little over 3 months. And here's the thing, she loves doing it. She just went on a trip to Tampa to see a concert, sort of a road trip. And I asked her, was it hard to stay on the diet? She said, Dad, that's just it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, and it's sustainable. And it's sustainable even when you're on the road. She is so excited. It has not changed her life. I think that's the best thing. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't ruin your life. She's loving her life, and she's so excited that she's been able to lose all that weight. You can do the same thing. You can kickstart your transformation. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's working for Amber, and she's so excited, and I promise you it can work for you. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You can tell I'm Duval till I die. Oh, just look me in my eye. You can tell I'm Duval till I die. Oh, all this pride.
That is Marcus Matrix, a.k.a. Fatso, the Big Baby Drip. Local talent. He says he's a big fan of the show. Well, we're big fans of his. A lot of mutual love here.
He dropped this music video Friday afternoon or Friday morning.
Yeah. It's catchy, man. What do we got to do to get on a video? Crying out loud. We need to bring the big baby Drip in here?
Or we could do what Hicken and Foster did after the Gator game and break glass at a at a brewery. I don't know if you saw that video. Those goons.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Give me 30 seconds on what the heck's going on with your Florida Gators.
The offense is terrible. Napier doesn't know how to run an offense. There's no talent, and the defense is really good. And now the injuries are piling up on the defensive side, so who knows what that's going to be. Yeah, I don't even care at this point. Throw Tramel Jones in for the rest of the season, see what you got.
Wow.
Apparently Lagway's in a boot, and he could be ready to go for Texas or should be ready to go. I mean, you have all this receiver, you have all the speed at receiver on the outside, and you don't use it. Like, you don't throw the ball downfield not one time. Like, I don't know why you just don't run the wishbone. I think you'd have been more successful and you'd had more than 30 yards in the first half. Have more than one first down if you ran the wishbone in the first half.
Ruben Bain's a monster. Someone's going to get good. He's going to be a top 5 pick. I mean, he is just a stud with Miami. Miami looks lit right now. They really do. Mark Fletcher, 116 yards on the ground. Marty Brown, who they just brought in, a couple of touchdowns. The Gators, 0 for 13 on third down. Wow.
One first down in the first half. On a fourth down conversion.
What do they have, 32 yards in the first half?
Yeah, it was low 30s. They ended up having 140, and they had 80 yards on that touchdown drive. Mm-hmm. So you take out that one drive, they had 60 yards.
Wow. They have a bye, as Dylan has mentioned before. They play host to Texas. Miami has a bye before going to Florida State in 2 Saturdays. Florida State will play Friday night against Virginia. A very an offense that scores a ton of points right now is Virginia. This is a big-time trap game looking ahead at Miami. 66 votes in the Associated Press. Ohio State got 52 of them, even though they were on a bye. Miami moves up 2 spots to number 2. They got 7 first-place votes. Penn State, same deal with the bye, 5 first-place votes. LSU, 4th. Georgia, 5th. Oregon got a first-place vote. They're 6th. Oklahoma got a first-place vote after knocking off Auburn at home. They moved up 4 spots, actually jumped Florida State, who fell from 7 to 8. A&M, Texas, and how about Indiana, for crying out loud? Where did that come from? Fernando Mendoza, all of a sudden, is your odds-on favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Texas Tech just destroyed Utah. Teams don't do that to Utah. Certainly not there. That's what the Red Raiders did. Mississippi, Iowa State, Tennessee in at 15. Tech, Bama, Vanderbilt, Michigan, Mizzou through number 20. And then 21 through 25. USC, Notre Dame, Illinois, TCU, BYU. It's a very interesting weekend in college football. Some really good games. Auburn at Texas A&M, LSU at Mississippi. A national championship rematch, Ohio State at UW. Notre Dame goes to Arkansas. USC at Illinois. A couple of teams ranked in the top 25. And then, of course, at night, wow. Oregon at Penn State. Man, 7:30 on NBC. And then on ABC, it's 17th-ranked Alabama at 5th-ranked Georgia. Man, Saturday. We can wait for it. We got a game tonight, right? Baltimore, Detroit. We got a game Friday night. I hate Friday night college football. It shouldn't be there. It's high school. It's high school's night. But Knowles at Virginia. We'll have plenty on that coming up this week. 44-79 Ballou. Holy cow. 80 snaps. I take back everything bad I've said about Travis Hunter. I'm surprised folks in Jackson would say anything bad about Travis Hunter. I mean, guy's played 3 games, man. 80 snaps. Yeah, and 85 last week, 80 this week. To me, that's a little bit too much. 1192, Rick, with Trayvon Walker contracts coming up, does Trevor's deal kicking in? What do you think about Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne? Will you afford to lose out? Second question is Walker Little on the way out? Well, your second question is no, unless they want to eat a bunch of dead money. Walker Little allowed 8 pressures yesterday. That's according to Pro Football Focus. You look at the pressures that did happen for Jacksonville. Let's see. Little 8, Macari 3, Hainsey 2, Ezra and Anton 1. The offensive line is playing really good football. I think they've only allowed 3 sacks in 3 games. They allowed 2 yesterday. But Walker Little, got to get better. I've said all along, I don't care what Travis Etienne does. I think the position says he's gone. They just don't value backs in this league unless you're really, really special. Unless you're a flat-out game changer. And, go through the last 10 years. Remember the Todd Gurleys and the Dalvin Cooks and the Le'Veon Bell and, all the guys. It seems like every, who am I thinking of? Elliott. It seems like every high-priced back not named Derrick Henry. It didn't work out. That's the one position when it's over, it's over. So I don't think so. If they had picked up that 5th-year option for Devin Lloyd, it would have been like $14.8 million. I just think he's kind of outpriced the market. They have other things they're going to have to do, like Trayvon Walker. But, the cap's going to go up again. They'll get rid of a ton of dead money after this year. They could. I mean, certainly Devin Lloyd's really playing some good football, but, they're in no hurry here. Let's take a look at staying power with Devin Lloyd. Is he going to be as consistent throughout as he has been so far? I hope so. I really like Devin. He's one of my favorite guys to cover on the team. But I would say both are gone. That's my opinion. 28-35, does the frequency of Trevor's audible calls create uncertainty for the receivers? Well, yeah, I think all audible calls do. But, the one he made yesterday when he recognized a blitz to change the play, change the pass protection, and then hit Brian Thomas Jr. on that 46-yard play was just fantastic. I mean, that was vintage. But that's a good call. I mean, it's a new team, right? Brown is new. Hunter's new. The tight ends are new outside of Strange. Thomas and him clearly are on the same page. I think that's fair. Now, what I don't know is this, 28-35. I don't know how frequent it is. We couldn't even find that out last year with Press Taylor and Doug Peterson. He has the ability to call his own plays. We just referenced the biggest play of the game yesterday offensively for Jacksonville came on a Trevor Lawrence audible. There you go. Could Trevor have made that a year ago? Would he have recognized that a year ago? But my point is, I don't know what the percentage of plays are that this happens. They're never going to, tell us that. 0642 Ballou, the Jags are a 60-minute team with heart. Liam is a rock star. Big fan of him. I really am. I mean, what's there not to like at this particular point, right? I mean, it appears that he's getting everything that he can out of his football team. 94.7. This one's coming from California, out in the 5.62. Judging a player in 3 games is behavior by the national guy. Clown behavior by the national guys. Absolutely. He also goes on to say, Rick, the Jordan Lewis, the best free agent pickup in recent history based on his play so far. Yeah, only 3 games, so it's a little bit premature, but I said earlier in the program, he's a freaking star. I mean, this guy's brought so much to this football team. Leadership. He's savvy. He's in the right place at the right time. I think it's rubbing off on other players. This free agency class has done a much better job this year than anything they got a year ago. Okay, you look at Lewis, absolutely. And, Eric Murray has played well. You certainly, Diami Brown, that injury is really disappointing. We just talked about Makari and Hainsey on the offensive line and how well they played. I'd like to get a little bit more out of Smoot and Ogba. I think Smoot played 27 plays yesterday. Just let me see the pressures that this is according to Pro Football Focus. Josh Hines-Allen with 6. Trayvon Walker with 6. You had 2 apiece from Armstead, Lloyd, and Mason Smith. That's encouraging. Mason Smith, I also believe, went from 18 to 21 plays. So he went up just a little bit. Dewey and Hamilton had 1. So you're getting blitzes with Lloyd and Dewey. Devin Lloyd's all over the place. He's a fun guy to watch. I'd have no problem with them re-signing Devin Lloyd. I just don't see it right now. Hey, I've been wrong before. Many times. 47-51 Ballou. Trevor would be 65% for the season if 10 total drops were catches after 3 games. Okay, I didn't do the math, but I'm going to believe you on it. Yeah. I mean, everyone has drops, but this has got to turn. Now, if this was a 0-3 team, everyone would be up in arms, but it's not. It's a 2-1 team. They got a bogus call at Cincinnati. Should be 3-0. And you got a real chance to win this weekend. You also got a real chance to win on Monday night against Kansas City. For those of you who stayed up and watched the game last night, this is not classic Chiefs. And I get it, they're really injured at wide receiver. But this is not classic Kansas City. They're still the Chiefs. They still have the best player in the world in Patrick Mahomes. But this is what is so encouraging about this start. Again, I save it. Let's go back to my preseason picks, okay? I have Jacksonville beating Carolina. Check the box. I have Jacksonville losing at Cincinnati. Check the box. I have Jacksonville knocking off Houston. Check the box. Now, these are my preseason picks. The picks that really matter are the week of the game. But for the record, I had them in the preseason losing this weekend at San Francisco and losing next Monday night to Kansas City. Those games right now are wide open. Wide. And the best part of it is they have a chance, okay? I mean, you probably take one of the two. Am I wrong there? You may be greedy and say, screw that, I want them both. And if that's your thinking, fine. But I think 1 out of 2 against, perennial playoff teams sounds pretty good to me. Monday night, Jacksonville has shown that, remember the night game here a year ago was not good. And, you got to look at attrition. You got to look at what's going on with all of these teams. But, all of a sudden here on a Monday afternoon, Jacksonville has a chance to win this game in San Francisco. There's no question they have a chance to win this game. And that's going to be great for you fans. All right, let's come back and stay with your questions. We're getting a whole bunch of them that are rolling in. The best way to add your 2 cents, just go to our text line at 641-1010. That's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And again on YouTube tonight. YouTube 1010XL into the night.
He's not a senior citizen. He's Jacksonville's senior writer, John Osher. And knows your favorite football team. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K. October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Helmets and Heels is returning to Vegas. If you're heading out for the big game, join us at Circa Resort and Casino this October for a Halloween weekend football getaway, featuring Circa room discounts and a huddle up for everyone in the teal and black. Meet Helmets and Heels Friday night, October 31st, then hit the Circa Stadium Swim with temperature-controlled pools and a massive betting screen. For Circa room discounts and more information, visit the 1010XL webpage or circalasvegas.com/huddleup-up.
Listening that fits your schedule perfectly. Absolutely brilliant.
Go on demand.
Ad-free shows after the live shows end. How about that? Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
Looking for a vacation from the ordinary? Celebrate the end of summer at Tobacco Cove. Join us Saturday, September 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. for a sensory getaway with Espinosa's Cigars. Discover exceptional cigars, delicious food, and your chance to win awesome prizes. Tobacco Cove at 3849 Bay Meadows Road. It's more than a cigar store, it's an experience. Don't miss out. Your escape awaits.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
Football season is back, baby. Hicken here, and I know I'm excited to get back to watching some ball over the weekend. But with the fun comes responsibility. Taking care of your skin while outside, extremely important. We know it feels like 100 out there, and that sun is blazing. Make sure you bring the screen while loading up all that tailgate. It's simple. Protect your skin. It's the Sunshine State. To help you protect your skin, Beaches Dermatology is here. I've been going to them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Book your appointment today at beachesdermatology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, home teams 12-3 in week 3. Baltimore could make it 13-3 if they knock off Detroit tonight. That's at 8:15. Also this week, or weekend, we had 5 blocked field goals. Unbelievable. Including a couple that returned for touchdowns. Backup quarterbacks went 3-2. All right, we knew that 5 were starting this weekend, but 5-2 for backup quarterbacks. Wentz with the Vikings, Mariota with the Commanders, Mac Jones, the 49ers, all were part of victories. Oh, boy, Jake Browning and the Bengals. Man, did they get rolled. That one stings a little bit. Looked like a lost opportunity there 8 days ago. And the Jets went with Tyrod Taylor. How about New York right now? They're 0-6, Giants and Jets.
Jeez.
Couldn't happen to a better bunch of people. 0-6 to start off the year. I mean, you look at the AFC. You've got 3 undefeated teams: Buffalo, Indianapolis, and the Los Angeles Chargers. You have 5 teams, make that 4 teams who've yet to win a game: the Jets, the Dolphins, the Texans, and the Titans. So there you go.
That it was toward the end of the Jags Texans game, but watching Red Zone, had it on my tablet, watching the Jets block the kick and run for a touchdown, and then like in the same 5-minute span, the Eagles blocked the field goal and run it back for a touchdown. Which, by the way, Eagles cover their spread. You know, Rick, good teams win, great teams cover. That was probably the craziest 5 minutes of the NFL. Like you'll see, like you see that in college, you'll see that in high school. Very rarely do you ever see that in the NFL.
Well, how about Green Bay? Like 4 minutes ago, they blew, what was it, a 13-point lead?
They were up 10-0.
All right, 10-0.
And then Cleveland scored 13.
Yeah. So, I mean, Philly's 3-0. Tampa's 3-0. San Francisco is 3-0. And then you look at winless teams in the NFC. The Giants have yet to win. The Saints have yet to win. Even Carolina, my God, they just destroyed Atlanta yesterday. So we've had some lopsided wins so far this year in the NFL. Let's see. Ryan Mitchell on YouTube says, agree, Cohen is the right coach for this franchise. CRS092, the defense really bailed out the offense. You know what? It's a great way of saying it. I want to go down the road of complimentary football. You needed it big time, and you got it. You got 3 fourth-quarter takeaways on Jacksonville's side of the field. I don't think I've ever said that in 31 years of covering this franchise. That is amazing. I mean, Houston's going in, okay? I'm not saying they're going to put up 7, but, I mean, they're driving. And you get 3 enormous takeaways. And think of everyone that was involved in that situation. The play by Jordan Lewis. The bounce back by Campbell to strip Collins, and then Lloyd falls on it. Josh Hines-Allen, an absolute terror, getting his hand on C.J. Stroud's ball. And the pick, he held on to it. Antonio Johnson. I mean, there you go. That's pretty cool. Juwan says, I think it's a close game with both out, but I still think the 49ers win. I think most are going to take the 49ers. I really want a Mac Jones-Trevor Lawrence matchup. I do. I hope that is the case. We'll see. Obviously, turf toe is as I've said many times before, I think that's the worst definition for a really bad injury. It just doesn't sound bad, right? Turf toe. If you've ever seen it, wow. I remember one that Warwick Dunn had years ago that was absolutely about as nasty as anything I've ever seen. And trust me, in my life, I've seen nasty. Ballou, also 35 points in the first quarter for Florida State, was the most points in one quarter ever by Florida State football. It was fun to be there. I enjoyed it. A non-stress game. And Castellanos, we'll see if he's okay. They're saying he's okay. But he got rolled up on. That was scary. I was looking at the stats today. I noticed that Lawrence is 10th in the league. Just had to Patrick Mahomes and 10 ahead in his, I don't know what that says. It says drink 10th. I don't get that. Maybe it was maybe you did it voice-wise and you misspoke. 73-93. Rick, in 5 seasons, Trevor, has he ever had a clean game? Every game is a drop or a fumble or a chance to put an opponent away. It's getting old. Yeah. Listen, there's no question that's the right feeling, and that's a fair comment. But here's what I'd say to you, 73-93. This is what's different. They found a way. Last year, they lose this game. So that should be end of story, period. They lose this game last year. They found a way to win this game this year. And that is coaching, that is leadership. We just went through some huge takeaways defensively. That is players making plays with the game on the line. And the Trevor Lawrence, he made his weekly awful play. He does it every single week. He threw in the double coverage and he got picked. But he also totally recognized the blitz. And audible at the line of scrimmage, changed the play, changed the pass protection, and hits Brian Thomas Jr. for 46 yards. Those two both needed that. ETN goes into play later. So I think your comments are very accurate, but that's the difference. This year's team found out how to win. What the heck did I do here? I went all the way down to the AM. Ballou, take down Dan and Jeff's Gator helmet and replace it with a Florida State one for the morning surprise. That's actually a phenomenal idea. I got a couple of Florida State helmets in my bar, but you drop one off, I'll put it up. I don't know if we are the home of the Gators, right? I mean, Florida State, hey, we'll give you Florida State love. We'll give it to you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock when now Lawrence Stample, who was at the game this weekend as well. So a lot of good alumni out there. 61-51, Ballou. All last season, the Jags had 9 takeaways. 3 games, we have 9 takeaways this season. Obviously, this isn't fully sustainable, but what do you think a reasonable number for total takeaways at the end of the season now that our dogs... Well, I think they had 27 in consecutive years before. And I was a little bit surprised that they moved off, certainly in the secondary with Deshae Towns. And I remember having conversations with him about takeaways, and it was reduced so much, basically 1/3 a year ago. Let's say mid-20s. Is that okay? I mean, they could get to 30. Yeah, it's a ball hawking defense. I mean, Hunter doesn't have one yet. That's going to come. Tyson Campbell doesn't have one in over a year. He didn't get one last year, and he hasn't had one this year. Buster's coming back to play. Jarian Jones, not 100%, only 2 snaps yesterday. But I would think, mid to high 20s. Ballou, okay, this is the 51-05. They have played down to their opponent's game the last 3 games. They now need to beat the next 2 soundly. This will prevent injuries in the long run. Down to the competition. Well, I thought they throttled Carolina. Wasn't perfect, but it was game 1. And what really sticks out in that game, again, was the penalties. I was surprised yesterday they actually won the toss and deferred after having success winning the toss in week 1 and week 2, getting a field goal against Carolina and scoring a touchdown at Cincinnati. They almost did a double dip. At least that was the attempt with just over 4 minutes to go. It didn't work out that way for Jacksonville. Playing to the level of the competition. That I haven't really thought about it that way. Okay, they were a 1.5 point favorite yesterday, and they covered. So playing to the level of competition, I don't know if I agree with that when it comes to either one of these 3 games. I mean, they took apart Carolina. It was a 1-point spread, and they won yesterday by 7. Made big plays when they had to, and we know what happened in Cincinnati. They absolutely let that one get away. Mistake-filled, penalties, turnovers, and the officials were awful in that game as well. Do I want to do that? Some guy telling he and his wife listens to me, and that just makes me feel so good in the heart. It really does. 66, 67. Rick, we don't see yada yada, but my wife and I listen. That just, I'm so happy to read that. I'm going to go home tonight and have myself a cocktail watching Baltimore and in Detroit. It's 47-51. Ballou, haven't looked how many drops so far in the season, but 3.3 a game is not unreasonable, especially the ones hitting numbers. Okay, maybe that one down the sideline, I'll give you that to Thomas Jr., although to me, number 1 wide receivers have to make that grab. But it's some of the other ones. It's Thomas last week. right outside the goal line. It's Parker Washington this week. It's Thomas, that second one he dropped yesterday. It's Travis Etienne on a screen. I mean, they've dropped some easy balls. And, on that screen, it didn't look like it was a 100-mile-per-hour, J.R. Richard fastball by Trevor Lawrence. It felt like it was a grab that Travis Hunter's going to make most times. I was a little bit surprised by that, too. Let me give you this before we head to our next break. I want to look this up again. Is it only 5 receptions so far for ETN? Because I really envisioned this screen game as being huge this year for Jacksonville. Let me take a look at the backs here real quick. You have 2 receptions on 3 attempts for Tootin for 32 yards and a touch. ETN, 5 for 31 yards and a touch. Allen Jr., 2 for 2, 13 yards. So there hasn't been a lot of screens. There's been some wide receiver screens as well. I'm aware of that. There's been reverses. I'm aware of that, but I think more of that is coming. I mean, if you look at the wide receivers, you have 1 touchdown reception in 3 games from your wide receivers. Diami Brown. That's it. You don't have a touchdown reception by Thomas. You don't have a touchdown reception by Hunter. You don't have a touchdown reception by Washington. Brenton Strange leads the team with 13 receptions and 137 yards. He doesn't have a touchdown. Hunter Long does. But your 4 receptions, Brown, Tootin, ETN, and Long, that's going to change. That's absolutely going to change. And Brian Thomas Jr. is going to score touchdowns. Travis Hunter is going to score touchdowns. Brenton Strange is going to score touchdowns. Parker Washington, really not a touchdown maker. Let me take a look at his career. He's only got 1 or 2 in his career, if that's the case. Actually, he's got 5. So there you go. Parker, boy, that was uncharacteristic of him. Actually, no, check that. He dropped a few balls early in his career. He's been so consistent. It was really surprising to see that yesterday, as far as I'm concerned. Much more to do. 641-1010 text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures on YouTube tonight. 1010XL into the night.
Your radio highlight reel.
Caught for the touchdown.
1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hacker here. And this past week during the 5th quarter, I had a listener come up to me and say that my story about Awaken 180 weight loss, my journey with Awaken 180 weight loss, had inspired them. And they made the call to Awaken 180 weight loss. They were beginning the program that they hoped would change their life, much as it has changed mine. Awaken 180 weight loss has changed my life for the positive. And I love that I can tell people about Awaken 180. If you need to lose weight like I certainly needed to, and if my story inspires you to make the call, it'll be the best call you will ever make. It's the best weight loss program I've ever been on. The coaching you get, the guidance you get is absolutely spectacular. Take it from somebody that lost over 100 pounds on Awaken 180 weight loss. If it's time for you to regain control of your life, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Guys, if I can do it, you can do it. Awaken 180 weight loss.
Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, Pro Masters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online at jackswest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Hey, Hickett here. Celebrate the month of September with our friends at Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus the 4th room free. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning as well. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Ballou Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BallouOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Ballou Orthopedics.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Winter and spring registration is already cranking up at I-9 Sports, and if you have kids ages 3 to 17, I-9 Sports is inviting you to get them on the field or in the gym with great sports like girls flag football. Plenty of places to play like Oakley, Fleming Island, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Log on to i9sports.com and see all the sports they have to offer across the First Coast. In Duval, Clay, and St. John's. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Registration open right now for winter and spring sports at i9sports.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Monday Night Football should be a good one tonight. Baltimore playing host to Detroit. So that's coming up at 8:15. And sadly, you're going to have to find something else to do Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday night back at it. Friday night this week to Florida State at Virginia. Going to be a test there for the Noles on the road. 40-42 Ballou. I love this team and coaching staff. They have a lot of fight in them. When they started pushing with the Texans yesterday, it was one of the proudest moments I've had as a Jags fan. I liked it too. Not going to lie. It was cool. And they were getting after it. And it felt like they had one another. I know there was a handful last year with Aziz, who, by the way, someone who said he's a beast. He is. He's a beast. He doesn't care what anyone thinks. He's just a rough guy. And Hainsey had a great block on him downfield. Don't know if you saw that. I think it's viral. Trevor had words, so it was cool. But, yeah, I like these comments. You know, this is a team that shows fight. And, that's encouraging. 0543. Hi, Rick. I miss you all the time, too. I am yada, yada, your wife, and we love our, I love combos. I love husbands and wives that listen. I mean, it just makes me feel, like this tickling sensation. How about you, Dylan? You get that type of feeling when you know that there's moms and dads out there listening to our program?
I like it more than just dudes calling in and saying we're idiots. And, women are much more level-headed when it comes to that regard.
Yep. Yep. 8999. Can you believe we were 0-3 this time last year? With a heavyweighted set of edge rushers and not knowing who Brian Thomas Jr. was. Yeah. And last year, for me, because of you, was one of the most difficult seasons I've ever had. I felt so freaking bad for Jaguar fans a year ago. And I've said it far too many times. But they gave you absolutely nothing to cheer about. I mean, you knew the season was over. And it happened right after the ETN fumble in Miami, that 14-point swing. But they just looked at you, and it almost like they laughed at you and said, watch this, Jaguars fans. You will get nothing to appreciate, nothing to enjoy. I mean, you couldn't even backslap. You couldn't even do that for a quarter or two. It was just done. I read somewhere that the Jaguars have been trailing for 18 seconds all year. That must have been Cincinnati. Got to believe that was the case. Man, I'm getting so many of these. Getting a lot of college football, trying to, for the most part, I'm getting some baseball. For the most part, just keep it, on the Jaguars as to... And plus, the computer's going absolutely helter-skelter on me. I hate when that happens. Ballou, Liam is fixing Trevor. I see improvements already. He has to stop with those boneheaded plays. Yeah. I mean, he makes one a game. You'd like to say that if you can limit it to one a game, that may be, good enough. Okay? We shall see. And, he said he got greedy. He obviously took it hard. For those who don't think he shows enough emotion, he did after throwing that pick. That was just a miss. I wonder what film study shows. Again, it looked to me like Travis Hunter was wide open in that situation. And they just, they missed him. Nico Collins is mid. I disagree with that. I think he is outstanding. They've had trouble getting him the football. That has been a problem. Andrew Eisler says, I have the same shirt, Rick. Now, that's awesome. Okay? I mean, the fact that I'm dressing like some of you people out there, you don't know what that does to me and in my ego. That's a pretty cool deal. Plugging and playing quarterbacks into different systems and organizations and comparing them is a lazy thing to do. Okay. All right. Everyone's got their own way of looking at stuff. But, I can't take any more of these because I don't know what I did to the computer. It's just going nuts. But anyway, I think we're almost up against it anyway. So we'll grab more tomorrow. No doubt about it. It's going to be an incredible week around here. I really think that, an off day tomorrow, hopefully on Wednesday, they're a healthy team. Ezra Cleveland didn't practice all week until Friday, yet he gutted it out yesterday. The Thomas wrist problem, did that have something to do with his drops yesterday? We don't know. Diami Brown, now his left shoulder. You got to wonder about that. Jarian Jones, only 2 snaps yesterday. I certainly want him playing more. The second-year player. In, 2 out of the last 3 games now, Travis Hunter's playing more on defense than offense. No one projected that. Buster Brown did not play yesterday. They continue to do some 3 safety sets. Antonio Johnson, 26 snaps after having only 1 in his first 2 games. So some really good things that did happen. And, as concerned as you are, and I was yesterday, about them not being able to run the football, felt like it, and we talked about that game plan going in. You knew that Houston was going to have to cheat offensively because they're undersized and they worked, and it worked. Unfortunately, Jacksonville just couldn't, expose them with the passing offense, but they certainly were able to come back and changed that in the second half. They ran for 75 yards in the second half. They only got out of there with 86 after averaging 165 and a half a game. So, basically half their input yesterday. But at San Francisco, this is going to be a situation where they are going to want to be able to run the football. And just devastating news today for San Francisco on the loss of Nick Bosa with a torn ACL. So he will not be able to play for the remainder of the year, and that includes, obviously, the game against Jacksonville at 4:05 on Sunday. All right, we got much more to do. We'll also get you ready for Hacker Nation. He takes over tonight at 8 o'clock.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
After our son's shoulder issues were worsening, we took him to see Dr. Snyder at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, who recommended PRP treatment. We trusted Dr. Snyder's evaluation and look forward to seeing him pitch again. For the right care, the best care, we highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Postgame Monday on 1010XL. Served by Tandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is Max with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all.
What unlikely challenger, unknown even to hardcore golf fans, defeated Tiger Woods in the 2009 PGA?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Yang Youngin, also known to Americans as Y.E. Yang, defeated Tiger Woods in the final round by 5 shots.
Southern Oak Insurance.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Well, the big news today comes out of San Francisco. The Jaguars' next opponent, Nick Bosa, lost for the year. Torn ACL, the second time that has happened in his career. So that is a massive blow. They've been without George Kittle. They've been without a lot of players. Even Ben Barge, former Jaguars great, possibly a guy who could be in the Ring of Honor someday. He's been nicked up. Kyle Shanahan now has to figure out who is the quarterback going to be Sunday. Is it the return of Brock Purdy with the turf toe? Or do you go to Mac Jones? They've won games. At 3-0, they've won with Mac Jones. But all of a sudden, that becomes really the biggest story leading up to this football game. Who is going to be under center? Who's going to play for San Francisco? And then, around here, we don't have anything new to report on De'Ami Brown. Liam Cohen today didn't add anything. I would expect some information coming up on Wednesday as far as Brown is concerned. Again, it would be pretty interesting. Parker Washington, not a great game with some drops, but we just see how fluid it's been for Travis Hunter. Last 2 games, he's actually played more defense than offense. Could this be a week where he's headed on offense more if Brown is not 100%? And you look at the possibility of Jardian Jones getting more than 2 snaps and Buster Brown getting out there. He did not play. He was obviously not IR'd for a reason, but they did not use him defensively in week 3. One other nugget, former Jaguar Darnell Savage signed today with the Washington Commanders.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker, you've already had your 5th quarter immediate analysis. So tonight you've had an extra 24 hours to really allow this victory to set in.
Yeah, it was a great victory because the Jaguars did not play well at all offensively. In fact, they played bad offensively. And for them, Rick, to win a game, look, I think everybody watching that game, when Trevor Lawrence, well, first when the coverage was blown and Nico Collins scores to tie the game, and then Trevor throws the pick, everybody in Jacksonville knew the Jaguars were going to lose.
No doubt.
Because we've seen it dozens and dozens and dozens of times over the last, years. And for them to find a way to win that football game, and in the final drive, for Trevor on a 3rd and 6 to scramble for a first down in a play that looked very similar to the play he got hurt against the team that gave him the blatant cheap shot last year. Maybe that was a cleansing of this franchise. And Brian Thomas Jr. redeems himself. And it was a lot of fun on the 5th quarter yesterday, as you can imagine. And we'll have fun tonight because Jaguar fans should be basking in the glow of finally beating Houston for the first time here since 2017.
Yeah, and I think the best way to describe it, in my opinion, is this is a game they lose last year.
Oh, gosh. It's a game they lose 9 times out of 10 for the last 15 years.
Yeah. And they found a way, and it's ugly offensively. It's ugly with special teams. It wasn't a great special teams day. The defense was huge. They forced 3 takeaways on their side of the field in the 4th quarter.
I'll tell you what's going to be interesting. I walked in when you were talking about Purdy, and we'll have a lot more time to talk about this, but my initial thought, they've won a couple of games with Mac Jones, so I don't know if that would even help the Jaguars. San Francisco plays the Rams the Thursday after the Jaguar game, 4 days later. They're early next week, so they have 2 games in 4 days. Does Brock Purdy play? Can he play twice in 4 days? Or would they want to hold him out of a non-divisional matchup against Jacksonville to make sure that he is 100% healthy for a huge divisional matchup against the Rams? That is also something to consider. Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Give the people what they want. Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones.
There's no doubt. Hey, give Mac Jones credit. He's won a couple of ball games for him.
There's no doubt he has. All right, what do you got coming up?
Yeah, so we're going to do a lot of Jaguar talk, as you can imagine. Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com. We'll stop by. Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4 will stop by. And, yes, we will talk about the disaster, the football catastrophe that's going on in Gainesville. Graham Hall of Swamp 247. Apparently Lagway's in a walking boot again. You know, that's the report out there. Who knows what that means, but at 1-3, the season's over, and it's not a matter of if, but when Billy Napier's time in Gainesville will be over as well.
All right. Have a lot of fun with that.
Thanks, Rick.
There he goes. Hacker Nation. That's coming up right now. That's going to do it. Want to thank all of you, man. So many people contributed to the program tonight. I tried to read as many of these as I can, but we love the fact that it's really active on our text line as well as on YouTube. Great stuff. We'll be back tomorrow night. Much more on the Jaguars. A little bit on Florida State tomorrow night with Niall Lawrence Stample. That'll be part of the program. Thank you to Dylan Denmark. Folks, enjoy the game tonight. I'm Rick Ballou. We'll talk again tomorrow at 6 o'clock.